Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Ben 5. I figured I'd have a beer, relax, and do like an old fashioned type video like we used to do, where we just sit in front of a fucking computer and respond to stupid shit here on YouTube. Recently I stumbled across a girl. Some of you may have heard of her. I never have until this point. Her name is Elly Maye. Now, this video I'm responding to is from a year ago, and I apologize that, maybe I should have looked for something like this a year ago. But the thing is, she says so much stupid shit, and because, like Christmas, the Republican debates for the presidency seem to come earlier and earlier every fucking time, I figured I'd do something like this because people like her are complete idiots. Like, they like to think they're clever and smart, especially this girl here. You can really tell that she thinks, she knows what she's talking about. She does this thing, like, where she'll say something and put, like, a clip that's completely out of context. And if I think there's enough time, because there's actually, I guess, two parts to this, which I'll touch on that in a second. I might do both parts, but if I bitch long enough, yeah, I'll go ahead and just leave it at this. But anyway, it's called Top 10 Reasons I'm Not a Democrat, which, okay, not everyone is going to be a Democrat. I don't fault people if they disagree with me. If they disagree with me, they disagree with me. That's just the way it goes. Some people just have philosophical differences, and that's why they're not a part of whatever party. I mean, I'm not a Republican. And I don't think I ever would be. I mean, unless you want to talk about, what Lincoln stood for, things like that. There's a few other Democrats that I'm not a big fan of, but, and then, depending on, maybe in the future, maybe there will be a Democrat that I completely hate and they go against everything I believe in, so, and then I actually end up agreeing with a Republican. I mean, probably not. It's pretty unfucking likely, but, hey, it might happen. So anyway, the reason I found this girl was because she's actually, I guess, doing videos on Dinesh D'Souza's channel, and it was just linked, so I decided to watch it, and going through her channel, I'm just like, Jesus Christ. I believe the video I first saw of her is like reasons I won't date a liberal guy or something like that, and it's just, I mean, the thing she says, I mean, you can tell that so many of these idiotic Republicans these days would just be, oh, yes, yes, like she said something like, they want her to kill her baby. Yes, that's what being pro-choice is all about, isn't it? It's not, just saying if you don't want a child and you happen to get pregnant, that you can choose to end that pregnancy. No, we want you to kill your fucking baby. But anyway, I think I've kind of given enough of a little preface here, so let's go ahead and get started. This alcohol is definitely going to be necessary. So, yeah, let's crack on.
Oh, hey, sorry. I was just thinking about if only I had a red Solo cup, I could have won Miss America.
Yes, I love the whole, oh, I didn't see you there kind of thing. It's like you had the camera on, and if you didn't realize it was on, you could have edited the part out. Obviously, you can do edits, but hey, whatever.
Anyway, happy Thursday, everybody.
I guess I can't say anything. I know it's not Thursday, but whatever.
So the Democrat Party really doesn't like to practice what they preach, and if you're paying attention, you will notice that more and more.
Really, that's funny because, like right now, the Pope is here in the U.S., and, I love how all the Republicans, oh, yeah, Jesus, religion, we need to outlaw Islam, and, religion is so great, and yet they complain about everything the Pope says. Even some Catholics in the Republican Party are doing this. So, okay, not practicing what you preach, especially when you say we need to be more in line with the Bible, even though the Pope is saying, love everyone. Now, I'm not religious. I'm not a huge fan of the Pope. But it is kind of sad that the Catholic Church is more forward-thinking when it comes to things like social justice and things like science, especially things like global warming, than the current Republican Party is. But hey, that's just me.
They are honestly the biggest hypocrites I have ever met in my entire life.
They are the biggest hypocrites you have ever met. No, I guarantee you haven't met every Democrat. Even if you lived your entire life, I guarantee you haven't done that. But it's also funny that you're going to say that Democrats are the biggest hypocrites that you've ever met in your life when you have all these like pro-family Republicans who end up cheating on their wives. Newt Gingrich is a good example of that. You have plenty of them who end up being caught, having affairs like the Ashley Madison hack showed a lot of that. And then also, a lot of these guys who are anti-gay were fucking male prostitutes and doing drugs. But hey, and then, hell, while we're talking about drugs, Rush Limbaugh, he was high as fuck on multiple occasions, and he was taking a lot of painkillers and doctor shopping. But then he was saying people that do drugs should be put in prison. But he shouldn't, because that's doctor-patient confidentiality. But hey, the thing is, yes, there are hypocrites. Pretty much everyone is a hypocrite on one example or another. Sometimes multiple examples. But then again, if I'm a hypocrite on something, I'm not running for public office screaming about other people doing it. But hey, whatever.
Coexist, but not with Christians or conservatives.
Just a quick little addendum I'm going to add here. It took me a couple of viewings to figure out she was saying coexist unless you're conservative or Christian or whatever the fuck. Which, of course, Christian persecution, of course. This always seems to come up because Christians are so persecuted. Even though in the coexist logo, the T is a cross. And there are plenty of Christians that I am more than willing to share my life with. I think that most of us are. And also, that is assuming the fact that no Democrats are Christian and no Christians are Democrats. Unless that's what she really thinks, which wouldn't shock me in the slightest. And the thing is, if you're a conservative, an actual conservative, you should believe in things like freedom for everyone. It seems like a good idea to me. It seems like a lot of my conservative friends are all for that. I've met plenty. In fact, I knew quite a few that were for the Ground Zero Mosque, which, yeah, Coughlin, I was talking to him recently, and he brought up a good point. Oh, whatever happened with that? Was it like a terrorist cell or anything like that? No. And beyond that, I've known plenty of conservative Christians who are all for gay marriage, gay rights, any of that. They say, hey, I'm not saying I disagree, but even if I did, it has nothing to do with me. I can live my life, they can live theirs, and they're not forcing me to, try to have sex with them or anything like that. So, yeah, so this whole, just like the rest of this video, or both videos, it's just shit. This is just schlock. Period.
Stop global warming! But first, let me jump on this jet right quick and travel the world.
Yes, because all of us Democrats do that. Even though the thing is, there's more threats to the environment than fucking jets. Okay, when you have companies that say global warming doesn't exist, when you have politicians that say global warming doesn't exist, and you have people like the Koch brothers who they will make more money from polluting and doing nasty shit to our environment. Jesus, I mean, this bitch is just fucking idiotic. I already hate this fucking chick.
You are tearing me apart!
Death to capitalism, he wrote from his iPad.
No, I say capitalism has failed. And yes, I bought my wife an iPad, but thing is, I think capitalism, in its just completely unfettered form, has failed us. It hasn't produced the results that people who say capitalism is the greatest thing ever. It hasn't produced those results. People are being exploited. We'd be making a lot more if, our wages matched our productivity and they matched, like they kind of went in line with how much CEOs were making now compared to what they used to. And I'm not opposed to CEOs making a lot of money. If something goes wrong, they're the ones that have to take the blame. And I understand that. So they were like the figurehead. Even if they had nothing to do with the business collapsing or something bad happening, if they had nothing to do with that, they're the ones that take the blame. It's kind of like the president of the United States. If something bad happens, whether it's their fault or not, things like gas prices, which people try to blame on Obama, and even Bush, they had nothing to do with that. Okay, they didn't just wake up one day and say, you know what, gas should be $2.55 today. No. But, whatever. God, it just... The shit that this chick spews, it's like, do you do nothing but watch Fox News and listen to other conservative idiots? It's probably not outside the realm of possibility, but whatever.
The Democrat Party is so off-putting, hypocritical, and idiotic that they literally drove me away from having any interest in it whatsoever.
So you don't actually listen to their policies, because the thing is, there are plenty of Democrats that I don't like. As people, I don't like a lot of their policies. There's nothing wrong with that. Even within the Republican Party, there are people that say, I do not like this person. I don't like this candidate. And that's why we have things like debates and primaries. things like this to kind of weed out the people that people don't like, to find the person that is more in line with the overall majority of that party. That's not a bad thing. You know, that's just what we do. And yes, if you want to call out Democrats for hypocrisy on certain things, hey, by all means, do it. But don't act like the Republican Party is any better. And that's what this chick does. You know, she singles out Democrats on these videos, and it's fucking mind-blowing.
Ever. So, with that said, here are my top 10 reasons I am not a Democrat.
Now, bear in mind, this isn't like a from 10 to 1. She's going number 1 first, even though most lists will go number 10 down to 1. But, hey, you know, just a little nitpick.
Number 1, they want to take more money out of your paycheck, preventing you from doing this.
You see what she did? She put in a little clip because it's funny and it's cute because it's a cat. Okay, no, they want to take more money out of your paycheck to pay for certain things. And it's kind of funny because businesses want to take more money from you to provide services. That's what the government does. They're not just taking money from you for the hell of it, just take it from you. No, businesses, they will say, I will provide you with this service or this item, whatever, for a price. Just like the government says, hey, you like these things like the soldiers, the police, the fire department, roads, all this good stuff, schools, mail. If you want this stuff, you're going to have to pay for it. This is basically elementary school level shit right here. I don't see how this is so difficult. They want to take more money from you. Yes, to do things with. It's not just for the hell of it.
Number 2, their idea of feminism.
So I shouldn't have to worry about taking out the garbage in my underwear if I want to.
That's a huge fucking straw man right there. And is that someone who is a Democratic candidate for anything? Or a Democratic office holder? I have no idea who that is. It just seems like some chick on the street. So, a huge straw man right there. And, okay, yeah, if a chick wants to take out the garbage in her underwear, who cares? Men do it all the time. I don't see how this is a bad thing. In fact, my father-in-law said he mowed the grass in his fucking underwear. And when I mean underwear, I mean tighty-whities. So, yeah, okay, in fact, I'd much rather see a chick in her fucking bra and underwear taking out the trash than my fucking father-in-law in his skivvies. But hey, just me.
Number 3, don't you know the history of the Democrat Party?
That kind of annoys me because that's from, was that Harold and Kumar Go to Guantanamo Bay? She cut out the best fucking part.
What the nigga was that?
Also, don't you know the history of the Democratic Party? Actually, you don't, bitch. It is the longest running political party in this country, and actually the Democratic Party started long before the KKK. So, yeah, there's that. But let's just talk about that for a second. The KKK, traditionally, they hated Catholics, blacks, and Jews. But the thing is, a lot of KKK members were Democrats. And, of course, that's a blemish on anything. And not only the Democratic Party, but there were also KKK members like Randy Gray, who's a current KKK member and a Republican. But that's a blemish on our country. But, back to this whole thing, they hated Catholics, blacks, and Jews. First Catholic president, JFK. What party was he a member of? The Democratic Party. First half-breed black man president. What party was he a member of? The Democratic Party. Right now, we have a Jewish man that's in the primaries for president, Bernie Sanders. And what party is he caucusing with? The Democrats. In fairness, he is an independent, but he does caucus with the Democrats. So, okay, there's that. But if you want to be completely intellectually honest on this, all you have to ask is, which party cares about having the KKK endorsement? Neither. Which party is in line with the KKK's ideology? Neither. So you could say that. And in fact, the KKK is dwindling in membership. In fact, I read something that they're actually going to start letting other people in because it's just about being pro-America now. See, it's this kind of shit. It's like, did you do any kind of research on this? Or did you just hear someone say it? So you said it. You just parroted what they fucking said. That's my guess.
Number 4. The First Lady, who nobody voted for, is such an elitist that she thinks she can actually dictate school lunches.
Eat. Food. The food!
Okay, who no one voted for? The First Lady. You do realize that the First Lady has no power, yeah? It's kind of like these czars that all of the Tea Partiers were complaining about. Like, we don't know what kind of power they have. We didn't elect them. They're just advisors. The First Lady is just the president's wife. And she's not saying she should be able to dictate what people eat. What she was suggesting is that we have healthier options. Because in case you couldn't tell, you fucking idiot, there's an obesity problem in this country. And instead of just saying, oh, the free market will solve it, oh, we should just let people do whatever the fuck they want, and then just, jack up everyone else's healthcare costs because they're too fat, so they're gonna have health ailments. Just, okay, whatever. You are painfully fucking stupid. It's funny that fucking Bill Whittle was complaining about a girl that was holding up a sign and saying that she's stupid. You were basically... I feel like Bill Whittle in that situation, but I actually have someone here speaking, saying stupid shit. And I can see that you were just so dismally fucking stupid. I mean, you were more LD than college prep. I'm just gonna say that.
Number 5. The Democrats' party refusal to just secure the freaking border.
Oh, I can guarantee you this bitch gets wet when she hears Donald Trump say shit like, we're gonna build a wall along the border of Mexico. It's gonna be fucking huge. And the best part is the spics are gonna pay for it. What do you mean secure the borders? What are we gonna do? What the fuck are we gonna do? When Donald Trump tried to say that shit like, oh, it's easier to build a wall than a skyscraper, and someone said, no, you're an idiot. And also, there are so many fucking ways. In fact, here's someone on the right who did Penn and Teller. They did an episode of Bullshit where they basically showed that building a wall doesn't work because they had some Mexicans build like a small wall and then, well, how would you guys get over it or under it or whatever? And they did it. So the fact is, secure the borders. Yes, because illegal immigrants, they're the problem with this country. They're taking your jobs, even though they're not. But to that point, why aren't the Republicans screaming about punishing the businesses that hire illegal immigrants? Why not just do something about that? If there are no jobs here, a lot of illegals wouldn't come here. And in fact, most of them are coming here just to get a job, to have a better life. Maybe to send money back to their relatives so they can come here, and they, in turn, have a better life. And while we're at it, why don't we just fucking tear down the Statue of Liberty? That whole, give me you're tired, you're hungry, you're poor. Oh, fuck that. That's bullshit. And then also one of the darlings of the fucking Republican Party, Ronald Reagan, he said, they're decent, hardworking people, and he was actually working on amnesty for them. Even his son, Ron Reagan, who disagreed with his dad on a lot. He's definitely more liberal than his dad, and he's basically a modern-day liberal, said all this. Like, my dad was all about this. So, hey, whatever. Facts be damned.
Number 6. Their push for collectivism, taking away all credit whatsoever from individuals.
You didn't build that, you didn't build that. That's Obama style.
Yeah, I love this whole, like, you didn't build that, because I dealt with this back in the day when that shit actually happened. What Obama said was, when people say, I built my business from the ground up, he said, what about the roads, the highways? You didn't build that. Someone else built that. So you did rely on someone else to build your business. And collectivism, like, no, it doesn't. And what Democrat is saying that we should just be, like, bees? And that's it. I see very few Democrats saying that kind of shit. So again, another straw man. It's like, no, we're saying that we need to work together as a nation to make things better for everyone. If things are good for the poor and the middle class, things are better for everyone. It's better for the rich. That's what happened in the fucking 90s. And that's what was happening, during the time of the fucking Greatest Generation, when they said, fuck this shit, where we just say, to hell with everyone else. Why don't we try to do something? And then the baby boomers came along and decided to say, oh, no, I want shit for me. I don't want to help anyone. Fuck them. The Ayn Rand shit, where I just say, to hell with everyone else. But then again, this is the same fucking girl. And if I get to this second part, which I doubt I will now, seeing as how much time I've spent, she said, I follow Christ, not the government. Oh, okay, yeah, but when Christ says, care about the poor and all this shit, well, that's probably in the back somewhere, just kind of like a little footnote or something. Fucking idiot.
Ah, yes, number 7, the brilliance of Obamacare.
Men often do need maternity coverage for their spouses and for their families, yes.
Single male age 32 does not need maternity coverage. To the best of your knowledge, has a man ever delivered a baby?
Good job taking that out of context. That is saying coverage, not he needs it. But then again, I love, there's just that little snippet in there with no kind of context or anything. But, this is what this bitch is all about. Just taking stupid little things out of context to kind of, make a point. Or maybe she just trying to be funny. But no, it's saying, for my spouse, I want this coverage. It's kind of like when you have a child, you want coverage. It's like, well, why would you need that coverage for that vaccine? You already had it. No, it's not for me. It's for my kids. Also, the brilliance of Obamacare. Funny because, again, this bitch hasn't done any kind of fucking research into what Obamacare was. That was the Republican plan from the 90s, and it was the same goddamn bill as Romney Care in Massachusetts. And also, in fairness, the Democrats, for the most part, wanted universal health care. We all pay into it. We pay a lot less, and we get better results. Because the government wouldn't be looking for a profit. They would collect what they needed, and that's it. And everyone would be covered. Unless you're doing something frivolous, or you're just saying, well, I want plastic surgery for no reason, just to make myself look different. Okay, well, that's not covered. Normal basic healthcare is. So, yeah. I fucking hate this bitch. And I know she thinks she's cool because, she has the fucking nose ring. Oh my god, look how edgy I am, and I dye my hair. Fucking idiot.
Number 8, they don't think your kids are your kids.
So part of it is we have to break through our kind of private idea that kids belong to their parents or kids belong to their families and recognize that kids belong to whole communities.
Again, something taken out of context, and this is such a stupid thing to use. No, they're saying that kids, are a part of a bigger fucking group. That we are people that need to go into the world. You need to raise your kids not to be your friend or to fucking think that you're the greatest person. No, to make it bear. And I think it was Louis C.K. that said something like this. It is my job to raise my kids, so the rest of the world can tolerate them. To make them better people. No, it's not just, that is my kid. I can do whatever I want. No. You cannot, okay, asshole? They need to have certain skills and certain ideals instilled in them. And I'm not saying that everyone needs to have the same ideals and ideas, because it's just not going to happen. But, I mean, it's such a... This is one of your top 10. Ugh.
Number 9, Al Gore. Just Al Gore.
I'm super serial.
Yeah, you don't actually use something that he said, you used something that South Park did. And just Al Gore. I think in high school, someone would have thought that was really funny if I had said something like that. I mean, it's just like if I said, I'm not a Republican because George Bush. Just George Bush. Are you guys laughing? I didn't think so.
And finally, the 10th reason why I am not a Democrat is because Nancy Pelosi scares the absolute crap out of me.
But we have to pass the bill so that you can find out what is in it.
Yeah, okay. Because she scares you? Bush scared the shit out of me. That didn't mean that I'm just going to strawman the shit out of the Republican Party. Jesus fucking Christ. Good news or bad news. It looks like I do have some time for part 2 because actually a couple people complained about one of my last videos that was too short, so this is for you assholes. So let's just do this. This is 10 reasons why I'm not a Democrat part 2, even though it should be 20 reasons I'm not a Democrat part 2. But, you know, whatever. So let's just get on. Obviously, there's no need for introductions here, so just get right into it.
Look, I know President Obama didn't give a proper salute.
Oh god, that fucking thing again.
But, you know, his left hand was probably just too sore from golfing to carry the cup.
It's funny because, what about when all this terrorism shit was happening? And, you know, Bush was going down his ranch and, you know, playing golf and all this shit. Are you gonna complain about that? Fuck you.
Hey everybody, happy Thursday. So last week I posted a video on the top 10 reasons I am not a Democrat with plans to continue on this week with part 2. So, without further ado, here are the top 10 reasons I am not a Democrat part 2.
I just noticed this. You've got clothes like a fucking dickhead.
We're gonna start things off strong with number 1, Senate Majority Leader, Harry Reid.
The book quotes Senate Majority Leader Harry Reid as saying in 2008 that then-Senator Obama had a real shot at the White House because he was a light-skinned African-American, quote, with no Negro dialect unless he wanted to have one.
Okay, first off, that's a strong one. Okay, first off, it says the book quoted him, and then it says GOP members asked for his resignation. So I want to know what the fucking source of that is. Of course, there's nothing in the link, in the description bar or anything like that. So, you know, intellectually dishonest, you decide. And honestly, I don't care. That's strong. Okay. Again, you can disagree with individual people and what they say. Nothing wrong with that. Fuck, are you gonna complain about David Duke? He left the Democratic Party and joined your fucking party there, bitch.
Number 2, they lure you in with entitlements and trap you into dependence.
Yeah, because when I was getting unemployment, I was so fucking trapped. I was just lured in. I never went to work a fucking day for the rest of my life, even though I was actively looking for a job. And now I'm actually doing pretty well. And actually the job I got laid off from, I was doing pretty well there. And then I had to take shitty jobs, you know, just to have a job, even though I could have held out longer for something better. But I hated being on unemployment. So, yeah, another straw man. You're basically telling people that, people that are, like, on government benefits, they just don't want to do anything. They're fucking lazy, and the government just, you know, enables them to do this. Fucking bitch.
Number 3, as a woman, I believe I have the right to defend myself, which is why I am a strong supporter of the Second Amendment, unlike our friends on the left.
Yes, because everyone on the left wants to take away your guns. Such a stupid, straw man, classic argument. It just... Really? You really think that? No one is saying, I just want to take your guns away. Go and defend yourself. But why is it that this country, we have so many fucking gun deaths versus other countries? Why is that? Just a fucking question. And defend yourself against what? I'm guessing you're on a fucking college campus, so what? Someone does something, you're just gonna pull a gun? It's like that fucking politician in the South who, you know, one of his constituents was asking, some questions. Like, what are you going to do about this? And they put it on Twitter like, oh, yeah, you don't do that to me. I'll pull my gun on you and shit. Fuck you. You know, whatever.
Number 4, I put my faith in Jesus, not the government.
What right do you have to say these things?
Oh, that's so great. Even though, okay, no one is saying that the government's perfect or anything like this. And the Democrats aren't saying, put all of your faith in the government. No, the government is supposed to be about the people. The difference between that and Jesus is that, apparently, you have no say in God's plan. It is His fucking plan. The government, you can actually decide if, you know, you like these laws, or if you don't, then elect people who can try to repeal them or make laws that kind of define them better, whatever. But no, Jesus, you know, but then again, you know, poor people, she's basically saying fuck them. Jesus was all about the fucking poor, and he gave free health care, and he said, love your fellow man and all this shit. But hey, whatever. Fucking idiot.
Number 5 is actually a very good example of why you shouldn't put your faith in the government. Rosemary Lemberg. Your charge is DWI.
I'm charged with DWI?
Yes, ma'am.
For what?
Because a politician was arrested for drunk driving? Okay, there's first off, if you don't do any kind of research on this, which I didn't, I'm just assuming, because I don't care, it's like, this is a good example. No, people are fallible, you stupid bitch. George Bush was a drunk. His wife, Laura Bush, killed someone. Okay, that's why you should put your faith in the government, okay? President and First Lady. You were bitching about Michelle Obama in the first video. Fucking Laura Bush killed someone.
Number 6, the insanely hypocritical environmental leaders.
Shouldn't you lead by example?
No, I do lead by example.
So are you going to give up your cell phone?
No, I'm not going to give up my.
Are you going to give up your car?
Are you going to give up yours?
I'm not the one who's here talking about the environment.
Good job taking something from fucking PJTV, of course. The thing is, yeah, there are certain things that we use. Cell phone? What the fuck does that have to do with anything? Oh, well, you have to take from the environment. Okay, yeah, certain things do, but we can reduce certain things like carbon emissions, electric cars, shit like that. We can do these things, but hey, we're not really big on that because oil. But, you could not have picked a worse fucking person to talk to. Anyway.
Number 7, EPA overreach.
Once more, the EPA is knocking at our door.
Okay. That was not anything. That was a clip from some stupid video that I saw a while back. EPA overreach? Environmental Protection Agency. They are there to protect the environment. Okay, what overreach? There's no example here.
Number 8, potential 2016 presidential candidate Elizabeth Warren, who claimed to be Native American.
My papa had high cheekbones, like all of the Indians.
Okay, first off, she never said she was running for president. People wanted her to, but she's better as a senator. But this is a tiny little thing. You can't really pick on anything else. She said she actually teaches economics, and she knows way more than you do, bitch. So because she says her papa, I guess, is a Native American. First off, I know tons of people say, I'm Indian, I'm part Indian, I'm a 16th or I'm an 8th Indian. So many people in this country do that, including Republicans. So that is the reason why you're not a Democrat? Really? God, you're a fucking retard.
Number 9, the Democrat Party, Rhinos, this does include you, their position on growing the government. Well, you see, when the government gets bigger, we get smaller.
My life has value!
No, that doesn't mean that. It means that when there are more people, the government gets bigger. It's kind of like the House of Representatives. Look that up, you stupid bitch. Why are there so many more members in that versus the Senate? I don't know. Yeah, it's kind of like the government is getting bigger. In a way, yes. But no, the government gets bigger because they need more regulations on things as we figure things out. And I'm not saying like we need tons of regulations on everything, but we need certain regulations because more people change their fucking minds. Here in Ohio, we actually put it up to a vote as to whether or not you can smoke in public businesses. And guess what? Because there's someone that tried to say on another video as responding, like, that's wrong for the government to say you can't smoke in these businesses. Okay, the government's not saying it. It was the people that fucking said it. It was the people that wanted this. So you can elect people who say everything is fine, we don't need to do anything, I'm going to make sure nothing happens. Or you can elect people that say, I'm going to try to get this and this and this and this and this done. You know, and how do we get smaller? See, this is such a fucking straw man, and it's just, oh my god. I mean, this bitch, this is like arguing with just some idiot at work, and this bitch is getting, how many views does this video have? 16,316 views. That many people have watched this. And let's see how many thumbs up versus thumbs down. 619 versus 26. Oh, for fuck's sake.
And finally, number 10, Valerie Jarrett.
Okay, and I acknowledge the fact that I cut off like the last little bit of her first video and this video because I can't stand watching the fucking bitch. I mean, that last number 10, that's not even an example. You're just showing someone's picture. You're not, having a real criticism or critique of her fucking policies. You're just saying, here's why. Oh, that's a reason why. Because this bitch, she is taking things out of context. She's just throwing things up there without even, really thinking about them. This is why I'm not a Democrat. 20 fucking things. And I didn't hear one single fucking actual criticism of the Democratic Party. This is just shit. Not every Democrat believes the same shit. And instead of just saying, well, a lot of them that I've heard, which I know that's a weasel word, but a lot of the ones I've heard, have said this, and I disagree with it for this reason. But this fucking idiotic bitch, who I guarantee you grew up in a rich family, and is going to a nice school and all this, she thinks she has it all figured out. She's probably a college kid, and a lot of college kids think they have it all fucking figured out, and they don't. And in fact, when I was younger, I thought I had it all figured out too. But, ugh. I mean, I swear, if I ever saw this chick in public, and she tried to say something to me, I'd punch her in the fucking face. Anyway, I went on way fucking too long. I was not expecting to have to do that second part, but time allowed it, so I did it. Why the hell not? So anyway, it's Bad and 5, and I'll see you guys next time.